What it is, my people, it's the Kid Sincere here with Sopsky 117, and this is Gold Chain Cinema, where we talk about our favorite reason to eat buttered popcorn, and that's movies. So, Sob, how you feeling, brother?
I'm good, bro. How about you?
Good so far, man. We're going to talk about...
You know what? I've actually got popcorn. I might actually go and get some popcorn.
Now? You actually have popcorn now?
Not on me. I'd have to go into the cupboard and get it.
Should that be like a thing? When we do the show, we should just eat popcorn while we... That would be so annoying.
I mean, it wouldn't really matter. Until I get a camera, it wouldn't really matter.
Right,
You'd have to just hear it.
Right. And we're gonna get Sob a camera so people can watch him eat popcorn while he podcasts. But anyway, man, we are a day late and a dollar short as far as talking about The Lion King, because it came out last weekend, and as of the recording of this, it's the #1 movie in America, and it's closing in on $1 billion. So whether it's rotten or not to you, it's a success.
Of course it was. It's Lion King.
It's the Lion King, man. Yeah, so it's doing well. It's doing well in the box office.
Not doing too well critically, though.
Not doing too well critically. So we're going to talk a little bit about our impressions of the movie, and then I want to ask you a question about remakes of animation, and should Disney keep doing this? Financially, they should. They should, but we're talking about legacy here. Either or. What did you think about the movie, Saab? Did you like The Lion King?
I loved it. Like, the amount of hype going into it was immeasurable, right? Mm-hmm. From the first teaser trailer came out, I knew it was going to be sick, but it actually met the hype. I don't think it exceeded the hype.
Yeah, it's no way it could, right?
Not for me, no.
Yeah, it's no way it could. You're talking about a classic animation.
It was pretty much impossible for it to exceed the hype that I had going for it.
Now, I think just hype in general, it mustered up quite a bit of it, and I don't think it was ever going to match that, no matter what. It could have been scene for scene, dialogue for dialogue, and it still wouldn't have met people's expectations.
It did for me. There were a few things that I disliked about it.
Like what?
But the cloud scene, that was one of the big things.
Right.
I disliked. I didn't know. It's not that I said I disliked it. I didn't dislike it. It's just that the way that it was done in the original was like the symbolism. I don't know if symbolism is the right word, but the way that Mufasa looked in the clouds was way more visually appealing in the
animation.
Yeah.
See, for me, as far as the emotions, I thought all the emotions were more visually appealing in the animation, where it's kind of hard to make realistic lions crack a smile, and you know.
Although we knew that was going to be the case, though.
Right, that's very true. But
as soon as the first teaser came out, we knew that it was like 100% realistic looking lions.
But you kind of fall into that, man, this is what made this good in the first place, and it didn't have the word I want to use now that I've thought about it is swagger. It didn't have the same swagger as the animation movie. It didn't feel as alive, believe it or not.
It was almost impossible for that to be the case, though.
It felt like the animation had more life to it than this version of it.
I mean, it looked like you were watching a National Geographic.
Right, but that was the disconnect, because it did look like something that was on Nat Geo, which actually is a technical feat, Saab. Like for that to be all CGI is crazy.
It wasn't just them that was CGI; it was the scenery that was CGI.
Everything,
as well.
They created a whole like world. It's like an open world game they created.
Virtual world, and they filmed it using VR, which was really impressive.
Very, and that right there, and what I walked away from a little bit, because I'm not as down on it as some of the people I saw. I'm like, bro, like, I think you're going too far. For it to be a rotten, to me, it's just like, wow, are you serious?
50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's crazy to me. Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, geez, what did you watch?
I feel like I watched a completely different movie to that.
I didn't see that movie. The movie I saw was, let's just hypothetically, if the animation didn't exist, this would be pretty good, for especially for what's out right now. Like, it would be great compared to
if the animation didn't exist, then it'd be, I think it'd be taken as well as the animation was, if that makes sense. Because the story is exactly like it's pretty much a one for one.
Pretty much similar, like very similar. I mean, minus or plus a few scenes.
Yeah, I mean it's like an extended edition. It's like an extended cut.
And
like some of the dialogue slightly.
Well, they took a few scenes out, you know, that from the animation that's not in this version of it.
Some of the dance numbers are a bit different.
Some of the dance numbers don't exist in there, like they're just not there. Because it's hard to make a live look of realistic lion dance. Like it's gonna look
Especially,
crazy.
I Just Can't Wait to Be King. That was like there was a lot of differences in
a lot of differences. It was, I mean, for them to, you know, make it live action, it had to be. But let's just say, let's put a number on, you know, a rating on what we think about it. You know,
is this doing the gold chain thing?
Yes, we rate them in gold chain. So platinum chain is a classic. Gold chain is very good. A silver chain, it's fair. A Canal Street chain, a bootleg, it's horrible. What do you think?
What do you think?
What do you think?
No, I want to know what you think first.
Well, I don't know. I slept on it. I thought about it. I'm gonna say, okay, it's between a silver chain and a gold chain. It's not exactly a sterling silver, and it's not exactly a solid gold. It's like a gold plated chain.
So it's more. So it's like a white gold.
Something like that, yeah.
I'd give it a gold chain.
That's fair.
I can't really call it a classic because it's been out for like a week.
It's been out for a week. We gotta slow down on the classics.
If we say in like 5 years,
right,
it might be a platinum chain, maybe.
We gotta see. We gotta see how it stack up against other things that come out.
Originally platinum chain.
I mean, let me ask you this: do you think that we'll be comparing this Lion King not to the animation or other animations, but to these live action remakes?
I mean, what do you class Jungle Book?
A live action remake.
Yeah,
Same thing with Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast.
That wasn't like that live action though.
It was.
I think the only thing that was live action was the kid.
But when they say live action, I mean, we know what they mean by live action, right?
Do you class Avatar as live action?
Yes.
Because that shit is basically like an animation.
It's basically an animation, but I'm gonna say yeah, it's a live action. Somewhere, somehow, it's on film. It's the live action.
That's the thing. Lion King is
it's not
so
on film, right?
Looking.
Right. But I gotta classify it as a live action, man.
It's so realistic looking. Look at the lion.
They look
It
real.
looks like a lion.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I had to classify this movie as a live action remake of an animation.
I mean, now it isn't technically a live action, but it is.
But we can't judge it on, you know, being technical. We got to put it right up against the Aladdin movie that came out earlier this year. We got to put it right next to the Beauty and the Beast and the Jungle Book.
I think Disney are classing it as live action.
Yeah.
I'd say because it's being remade in amongst all these other remakes,
right,
that are live action. So.
But I think once the dust settles, we're going to wind up comparing this movie to the other remakes and not to the originals. So in the case of the remakes,
and all that,
I like this more than all the others except for the Jungle Book, which I liked a lot.
The Jungle Book is very, very good. But right. I think the Jungle Book there were more differences in Jungle Book than there are in this.
Right.
So that it wasn't like a one-for-one carbon copy.
No, not at all. So I believe that, you know, this will be judged up against those. Now, the bigger question, the question that's, you know, the bigger than is it good or is it bad, where this is going to stack up in the future, is do these animation movies that Disney created, these classics, because the next one coming is the Little Mermaid, and a lot of people ain't happy about that, right? The next one is the Little Mermaid. Should they keep doing this? Like, I mean, is it necessary?
Is it necessary? No.
Right.
Should they keep doing it? Yes.
Financially, the money says keep doing it.
like business-wise, they're going to keep remaking it.
Those pockets are telling them to keep.
You know what? You know what? As a business-wise, I wouldn't be surprised if Lion King gets a sequel.
Damn. Yeah.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Aladdin gets a sequel. And
yeah, I mean, Aladdin closed in on $1 billion, man.
yeah, like that's the thing with these remakes. I think, like, I'm not mad that we're getting these live-action remakes because
Nah, me
I
either.
really, really enjoyed watching them. But I think from it can spawn actual new sequels,
That could be a thing.
which I haven't really thought about until now, and I'm now
Right.
hyped.
And we know Disney likes their money, so it can happen.
Could you imagine them showing a teaser trailer for Lion King 2?
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
I wouldn't be mad. But
I
then
wouldn't
again,
be upset.
a film like Lion King, it ended so well. Like, it doesn't need.
It doesn't really need a sequel. I don't think that was ever. I mean, you know, they had that dusty ass sequel that they brought out for the animation that no one cared for.
Straight to video shit.
Straight to video. I don't count that, but I mean, it's a possibility. It's something that could happen because of the success of these movies.
I mean, I'd watch it. I'm not gonna not watch it.
I think most people will watch it. I think most people that's talking shit, most of the people that probably gave that a bad score, is probably because of the nostalgia factor with the first movie. It never was going to hold up to that movie because that movie being that good was a flash in the pan at that time. Now, of course, Toy Story is out, but that was made by Pixar. That wasn't even a Disney thing at the time.
Came out the same year, right?
Maybe Toy Story came out a year later.
Was that
No,
not
it was the same
1994?
year. I think it was 1994. Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought Lion King came out 1995.
Toy Story come out 94 or 95.
Toy Story came out 1995, I think,
So they came out the same year.
or at least within a year of each other.
Yeah, exactly. So that was made by Pixar and this was Disney. So at that time, I don't know if people expected it to be that good or to last as long as it did, to be that impressionable on people in the future, because it's still a big deal.
Classic in years, like, it's never not going to be a classic.
It's still a classic. You know, no matter what this movie did, I don't think these movies tarnished the legacy of those movies before it, those animations. They still exist, like you said. So you can go back and watch them the way I did and still enjoy them. The only thing I would like to see is maybe, I don't know, maybe be a little more selective as far as the
Which
kind of, yeah, which movies you do make live action. Like, I thought Aladdin was a good one. I think that the Jungle Book wound up being a good one because it stars a human. And I think for these live action movies to really work, to really, you know, get the emotion out of the viewer, there has to be a human on screen. And watching lions that's what bothered me about this movie. I didn't feel the same way. I didn't have that same emotional connection to these characters because they didn't look like they had any emotion in themselves. So it was like almost being lifeless and they just talking, you know. So I would get good dialogue, but nothing's happening on screen. So it was just disconnected to me. Sometimes.
I actually felt somewhat differently. Like with the stampede scene, for example, that hit me way more than in the original.
Really?
That shit looked real. It looked like a lion got stampeded.
That's very true. Like,
I don't want to see lions get stampeded.
Right. I guess that, but to me, it was the facials, the paws. It was when Scar, you know, long live, and he gets real sly and says, "The king," and then he does it, and that didn't happen. It was just like lion face. You know what I'm saying? It really didn't go down like that, you know, like, so it was just a little disconnected for me.
Scar does look mean though.
He does look. Listen, Chataware Elijah. I'm sorry. I know someone's gonna say you hacked his name. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. He's a great actor too.
I think it's like a French name or something.
Right. He did a hell of a job in that role. So
He did his own.
it wasn't like he did bad by Scar. Now, of course, Jeremy Irons is great, but he didn't do bad by Scar. But like I said, maybe Jeremy Irons' performance was enhanced by the fact that the animation of the character was so like sly and sneaky and This one didn't have all of those features because he was so realistic looking that he just couldn't pull it off. So in a nutshell, to wrap that up, I thought the movie was decent. So it's right in the middle between being a gold chain and a silver chain. So it's probably like gold plated.
Yeah, like for me, if I was to give it a number out of 10, I'd probably give it either an 8.5 or a 9, maybe 8.7.
That's high remarks, man. That's really high remarks.
I think I love it more than you think I love it.
Hey, listen, for everybody watching, immediately after Sapsky saw the movie, the first thing he said was, "I love this." So he's not bullshitting at all.
I think one of the first things I said was I couldn't. I think I did tear up.
Right. He said I said me and a kid were shoulder to shoulder crying.
Wait a minute, it wasn't shoulder to shoulder.
Y'all leaned your heads on each other and shit and start crying.
I do not touch kids at the cinema, okay? In a dark room. But do you want me to? I'm going to tell you real quick. That stampede scene. Now I had already had watery eyes for like the whole film since before the stampede scene.
Right.
But as soon as the stampede scene came up, Simba was nudging the head of his dad, trying to get him to come back to life.
Right.
That shit looks so real, by the way. But
got you in the fields.
This little kid, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, because it was a little kid,
right,
and it was dark.
It got him too. Got him or her too.
He said to their mum, "I think I'm gonna cry." He emphasized cry, and as soon as he said that, I thought, you know what, it's okay to cry now.
So Saab, you came to the theater to cry?
Huh?
You came to the theater to cry?
I knew I was gonna cry, so yeah.
It was an emotional outlet for you.
Yeah, I needed it.
The Lion King 2019, your emotional outlet. I cried.
I need
you just gotta wear a t-shirt that says I cried.
I should have.
Shit.
But yeah, that's that.
All right, man. So everybody watching, did you see Lion King? What did you think, man? Whatever it is, leave a comment. Let us know what you feel about, crying in the theater. Did you cry? How many tears did you shed?
All right, the last thing I've got to say is, if anyone writes a comment saying they did not cry watching it, they're talking shit.
You had to at least welt up one time.
Yeah, you did, right?
No, I didn't.
You welted up a little. Did you not have watery eyes at all?
I didn't. I didn't. It was predictable for me, so I didn't get a chance to get like that kind of.
Your problem is you're being too masculine.
Like toxic masculinity, man. Toxic masculinity 2019. Oh shit. Remember to like, share, subscribe, man. And in the meantime, between time, hold me a seat in the theater, man. Keep it warm for me. I'll be there. We up out of here. Peace.